I was born at the tail end of Gen X, so I grew up with sitcoms like Friends on the air, where everybody seemed to have something called fear of commitment. So when I heard an expert who was talking about the government's child poverty reduction bill, and he called it a kind of commitment device, it was almost like I could hear Chandler Bing's voice in my head. Could this government be any more committed to tackling child poverty? You know what? I actually think that they could. See, I think the problem is that the bill doesn't do enough to focus where it's most needed. The issue is to do with persistent poverty. That means being stuck in poverty for a long period of time, and basically the longer you're in poverty, the worse things get. Disadvantage, negative effects, they just pile up on each other over time. Now, the government knows this, so the bill includes a reference to persistent poverty, official targets and measures and strategy, but none of that actually has to kick in until 2025. And if you ask me, that sounds like a fear of commitment. Now, Parliament's been looking at this issue recently because a select committee just reported back on the bill. And credit where it's due, I think they did a great job of listening to submitters and making some really good changes to the bill, changes that are really positive. But they didn't make any changes to this issue around persistent poverty. And what that means is we can still wait until 2025 before any action on that definition has to kick in. Frankly, I think that's just too long to wait. I think if you're stuck in that situation, you want to know that the experience you're facing is being counted and measured in a way that's actually meaningful, that's actually true to the struggle that you're facing, that represents you accurately in those statistics, because those statistics are what we're going to use to try and solve the problem. I think the government needs to fully commit to its own commitment device, and it needs to start focusing on persistent poverty now.